What's up, guys? It's Paul again from MK Scholars. I hope you're all doing great, and of course, welcome again to our YouTube channel, MK Scholars. Today, we're gonna talk about one of the 4 scholarships in the UK. So, if you are here and you've been wondering how you can study in the UK on a full scholarship, this is your time. Make sure you watch this video at the end of it for you, to be updated about it. I'm gonna talk about the requirements. I'm talking about the required documents, the recommendation letters, the essays that have to be written, how you have to write them for your application to stand out from others. And I'm also talking about the eligibility criteria, because while doing this application, of course, you are doing the admission application and scholarship application at the same time. So all the ways, that's what I'm gonna walk you through. Okay. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe for you to to be getting notifications when we post new updates. Sorry. As usual, in our website, and it's what we use every day to update you about the scholarship opportunities. And you can always, as I always say, you can always visit it for more opportunities. I'm talking about job opportunities and scholarships. Okay. But what we're going to talk about is this one that we recently posted, and it's full funded scholarship in UK at Oxford University. Okay, one of the best universities in the world. Okay, and as I told you, you have to quick read more for you to read first all the information about the scholarship, because I don't want you to apply just without knowing all the information about it. And as I always say, you're gonna have to check 3 things before you apply for any opportunity. I'm talking about the eligibility criteria. As I told you last time, in the eligibility criteria section, that's when you get to find out if you are eligible for that scholarship. Okay, I'm talking about the age criteria and also other criteria. And then the second thing that you have to check is about the available programs. In the available programs section, that's when you get to find out if the program that you're interested in is also being provided by that scholarship. Okay, because you might find maybe you're interested in civil engineering, and in that scholarship it's not being prioritized in that scholarship. Okay, and also the third one, the last but not the least, we are talking about the scholarship benefits. As I told you, some scholarships may be partials, others may be full. So that's why you have to check if it's a full and if it's the one that you really want. Okay, and as diving in, you have to click here, read more, as I told you, for us to check all those information that I mentioned. And of course, I'm not gonna go and read each and everything here. I'm just gonna talk about the important things only. Okay, you can come and read this for yourself. Okay, talking about starting with scholarship benefits. As I told you, this is a full funded scholarship at Oxford University, and as you all know, Oxford University is located in the UK. It's one of the best universities, as I said, and of course it's partnership between Oxford University and Edison Scholars Program, and this is where each and everything will be covered. If you get in and be selected in this scholarship program, of course, each and everything will be covered. I'm talking about, full tuition fees. I'm talking about the living allowance. When you talk about living allowance, I'm saying we are talking about the stipend that you'll be receiving at the end of the month, and we are also talking about travel cost. For example, if you're from maybe Uganda, Kenya, any country that you come from, just know that you're eligible for this scholarship. There is no nationality that is not eligible for this scholarship. Okay, and that means that if you're from maybe Uganda and then you get selected, of course the flight ticket will be provided for you. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And of course and others, I suppose you come and read this for yourselves. And then jumping to the eligibility criteria, that's where I want to take my time and explain more about it, because as the last point, it says that have English language proficiency. Because for this scholarship, of course, you'll be pursuing your studies, you'll be studying in English. So if you don't have English proficiency, of course, you are not eligible, but not just at all. There are 3 or 4 ways that you can apply for this scholarship and still get selected, even though you don't have English proficiency. Okay, starting from the first one, of course, to be eligible for this scholarship, you must have graduated from high school, because this is the undergraduate level, okay? It's not master's, this is undergraduate. So you must have graduated from high school for you to be eligible for this scholarship, with qualifications with you. Because when I say that you must have graduated from high school, some students who graduated this year, like 2025, they might say that, oh, I'm also included. No, if you don't have your high school diploma with you right now, you are not eligible, because, you are not eligible, because the deadline, this scholarship is closing on the 1st of July. Okay, that's why you must have graduated from high school with your qualifications. Okay, and talking about the English proficiency, as I said, that's what I wanted to focus on. Of course, you need in English proficiency to be eligible for this scholarship, but not for all students. For the students who graduated, who studied their high school studies, their previous studies in the country where English is the primary language, they don't have to, they are not required to provide English proficiency. And also, if you are studying, if you have graduated in the system where you did like international baccalaureate taught in English, I'm talking about Cambridge and the other international systems, you don't have to, you are not required to apply for, you are not required to provide this English proficiency. And also, the third one, if you don't have English proficiency, and when I say English proficiency, I'm not saying the other certificates that you can get from your high school, because for the many scholarships, they can, they can tolerate and accept those certificates, but for this scholarship, it's not allowed. You are only eligible for this scholarship if you come in the country where English is the primary language, or if you completed the international baccalaureate taught in English, all that you can apply using UCAS application. For some students who just had this for the first time, UCAS application is like common app. I think we have been assisting the students in this application process to study in USA. As you all know, when you're going to apply for the scholarships in USA, full scholarships, and you wanna submit your application to more than one university at the same time, you have to use common app. So it's the same as this one, UCAS application. If you're applying in UK and then you want to submit your application to more than 2 universities, of course, you're going to have to use this UCAS application. So for the students who will be applying for this scholarship using UCAS application, you'll not be required to provide English proficiency. Okay. So that means that you can also apply for this scholarship and still get selected, still get this scholarship without having English proficiency. But that means you have to apply using UCAS application. Otherwise, you're gonna have to what? You're gonna have to present English proficiency. Okay. I'm talking about available programs. You can come and read this for yourselves, and of course, all of them, as I can say, almost all are available. Almost all the programs are available for this scholarship. For you, if you want to check them, you have to click here. Please visit here, and then that's when you get to see all the faculties that are available. So you can come and check the one that you want to apply for, because each program has its own entry requirements. Maybe if you're eligible, if you're interested in mathematics, of course, you have to click here to check the entry requirements. Okay. You can see you must have A+, and A+. This is in your combination. For example, for someone who did in high school, like someone who did like a combination of mathematics, physics, and the chemistry, that is PCM. Okay, physics, chemistry, and the mathematics. That means that you are required to have A+ in all those projects. In all those subjects. That means that in mathematics you must have you must have 90% or above in all those subjects. Okay, that's why you really have to check for the faculty that you're interested in. Okay. For example, that was for the mathematics. You can come also and check for the music. You can see for the music faculty, you don't have to have A. You can see you don't have to have A+. You just have to have A. Okay, triple A. Then you'll be eligible for this. Okay. And another thing that I have to talk about is about it's about the required documents, the documents that you need to apply for this scholarship. But talking about the essays, you need 4 essays. You have to write 4 essays, and as when you talk about essays in the application processes, of course, you're gonna have to come up with your own ideas. I'm talking about narrative essays. You don't just have to go and Google and then copy and paste. No. You just have to come up with your own ideas and then work on it, make it personal. Okay, that is what we call narrative essays. Okay, talking about the application procedures, and I'm gonna also have to talk about it a little bit for me to guide you as well. You have to click here open application link. Once you click open application link, this is the official link that you have to apply to, and it is the application for the admission and also for the scholarship. Okay, and but for me, I have already created the account so that I will be able to show you how it's done. But of course, if you are the new student for this scholarship, if you have not yet tried it before, for this academic year, of course, you have to click here on start application. Once you click start on application, of course, it's gonna come up like this, and you start. The first step is to check if you're eligible. As I told you, you have to first of all you have to check about the LGBT criteria. LGBT criteria for the admission, because you cannot be selected for this scholarship without having admission. Okay. First of all, you have to check the entry requirements at the university, as I told you. Okay, and I even showed you how to do that. Okay. And you see, I have already selected this, but of course you have to start. Okay, I was just showing you how it's done, and you can see the way it is. Entry requirements, you can see here I have showed you the way it is, and then once you are done checking if you're eligible, then you are good to go to choose. Because the student, as I said, all nationalities are allowed to apply for this scholarship. Maybe you may come from Kenya, from maybe Liberia, from Ghana, from Canada, and then you want to go and study in the UK, you see. Then you have to, here you have to choose your country here. Here they're talking about the qualifications that you have already received. Because as I told you, you must have graduated from high school. If you have not yet, this is not yours. You're gonna have to wait for others, okay? And for here, you have to you have to choose the country where you did your high school, okay? For example, for the students from Rwanda, I have to just here to type Rwanda here, and then you can see you have to pop up. You can see all the qualifications that you can get here in Rwanda, okay? If you did international A level, you just choose that. For example, let us also choose for the other country, okay? Let us say like Ghana. Ghana, you can see in the Ghana. If you're from Ghana, you can see all the qualifications that you can have, okay? Let me just choose like one of them. It's just an example, okay? And once there, of course, we go to the English language proficiency. I think I talked more about the English proficiency. As I said, you are only eligible for this scholarship if you have English proficiency, or you come from a country where English is primary language, or you apply via UCAS application, and also all if you have English proficiency. English proficiency may be Duolingo, IELTS, but IELTS is the one which is preferred. Okay, that was all, and I think I have already showed you each and everything that we have to focus on. Talking about the essays, this is where they are, and then these are the topics that you have to write the essays about. Describe a specific program within your chosen main endeavor that you are passionate about solving. Describe how you would solve the specific problem you have listed above. So these are all the topics that you have to write the essays about, and make sure, as I told you, to make them narrative, to make them personal. You don't want your essays to be to be imitated from anywhere else, okay? You don't want your essay to be the same as anyone's, okay? That was all. And then if you have any question, just drop it in the comment and I will get back to you. I will answer all the questions, answer all your questions, okay? And of course, this was Paul from MK Scholars, and then we're gonna be coming up here, updating you about other opportunities. Thank you.